Hello, folks. Welcome to the Third Horizon. My name is Millie the GM. I'm joined by my players, James and Martin and Graham.
Yo.
Hello.
For some more, Mercy the Icons, Emissary Lost, session number 3. There we go, session number 3. Shall we do some XPs?
Why not?
Yay.
Yeah, should we do some XPs and help us remember what we did last week?
We drank a
Musicola.
Somebody gave me a new flavour.
Somebody gave you... Yeah, I don't think how much Musicola you drank is one of the experience questions.
Oh, I crossed them out and wrote new ones, so it is now.
Right,
Yeah,
no,
I think we are all going to rebel against that and put that in as like, I don't care if we used our trouble. It's just, did we drink Musicola? Yep,
Right.
take experience points.
Yeah. So the first question, did you participate in the last session?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay! Everybody can have an XP. All right.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Second question. Did you overcome a difficult challenge to help your crew reach its current goal?
Oh yeah. I think I overcome a few.
Overcoming
I'm mugging a guy for cake.
Oh, hang on.
is a difficult challenge.
I did some hacking and I made a Musicola friend.
You did some hacking. You hacked Mima's tablet and stuff. So, all right, okay. What about Xellian?
I spoke to the like little orphan kids and found out some information. Like I searched for them and got that information about where.
Was it difficult for Xellian to overcome his urge to beat them to death? Is that what you're saying here?
I mean,
Well,
I
kill anybody. That's probably
no.
difficult.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything. I mean, other than talking to those guys, I don't think I did anything particularly difficult. I didn't beat the heck out of the woman that stole Noah's communicator when I was, and I let Carvers do the talking instead of knocking her out and putting her in a box.
You did threaten her via him, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, he threatened her all of his own with his little subtlety. It was great. I don't know. Unless you count like searching for the orphans to get information, I don't think I did anything particularly difficult. No.
Difficult. Okay. What about Martin? What did Carvers do? Anything difficult?
I get it's the entire conversation with the girl to get all the information out of her, and also specifically making sure she kept her mouth shut was the big one we had to make sure we got sorted out.
Getting her
got access to getting Aram via his
definitely.
parents.
You
did the whole "Do you know who I am" thing.
Do you know who I am?
That was
church.
awesome.
The church. The whole church.
Yeah.
Church of me.
All right. Cool. Yeah. I buy that. Question number 3 is: did you put yourself or your crew at risk because of your personal problem?
No.
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 I don't think so. My personal problem hasn't really come up yet, I don't think.
Neither is mine.
Not yet.
Wait, so is it your mysticism, your personal problem?
My personal problem is that, it's due to the mystic thing. So anytime I sort of, it comes up too deep, too sort of like intensely, it'll lights will shut off basically, regardless of whether they're natural or not.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk about like using you as bait, but we didn't actually do it, did we?
No, if you had done, then I would definitely say my personal problem kicked in, but we didn't go that route.
And I don't think we've come past Kashar's personal problem really yet.
Have you seen that we are quieter? Me and you.
I
are
am.
quiet.
Yeah. I tried to fix it a little bit more.
I don't even know what it is. So
I know.
I don't think.
Sit
Such a
closer and talk louder.
dark secret.
Yeah, and I don't. I think I've mentioned mine, but I don't know if people remember it. But yeah, I've not had anything to do with mine.
Not
yet.
had any problems. Okay. So question number 4. Let me remind myself. Did you learn something new about yourself or another player character?
We learned about Xellian's history as
The schoolyard bully.
an unfun childhood.
Yeah, we learned that. We definitely learned about Xellian growing up on
The mean streets.
the mean streets and how he has... We started off with Xellian, this big, tough, gruff ex-military vet. No, it can't be an ex-military vet because that would mean you're back in the military. So a military vet.
Yeah.
And then we found out that he's got a love of
Orphans
Yeah.
and street kids. Yeah.
and TV shows.
And yeah, reality TV.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I found out a decent amount about Jeroen Cerebro, which is one of me.
Yeah,
One of you.
one of you.
And for a little
We-
bit, I think I was a Mira as well.
You did.
I
yes.
learned a lot more about Carvis because I was expecting him to be a lot more softly approached than he was. Like he comes across as always like an amicable preacher type, but when it comes to like serious business, he's got this side of him that's very authoritarian. And I was like, ooh, that's and the subtle threatening of that girl as well. I was like, this is a sort of a harder side than I'd seen. So I was like, oh, that's quite cool. He's got this
Yeah, for
deeper
me, it was,
layers.
like,
Yeah,
actually sort of getting into Carvis himself and sort of naturally falling into what I felt like he was going to be in terms of his personality in that situation was definitely. It came out a lot more authoritarian than I thought I was going to go into it, but it just was what I thought he would do.
Cool. All right, so
That's good.
we learned something about Xellian and Carvis, and Kashar still remains something of a mystery.
Do I?
Yeah.
I like free things.
You like free food.
No, we do not like free food.
Yeah. Even when you're slightly put off by the bullying of someone to acquire the free food, you still like it.
Yeah, it's good food.
Yeah,
It's good cake.
Good cake. It was exceptional cake. All right. Question number 5. What is this one? Let me remind myself. Did you sacrifice or risk something for your crew?
My taste buds.
Your taste buds?
I tried new Musacola.
I'm not sure that counts. I'm not sure that counts.
I don't know. I mean,
no, we know.
None of us did.
no.
Unless
I don't think so. I'm trying to think because I did a lot of talking, but not. I don't think I sacrificed anything.
No. It
No,
wasn't
none of
really
us
a
had to-
risk to your reputation to...
Again, if I'd have revealed my mystic disease, then it would have double whammied
No,
that. But
I don't think so.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'd end up doubling down because I sacrificed an identity so I can make chirper friends with that girl that I'm never going to be able to use again, but it's not really a sacrifice.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many points do we need in experience to do
Hang on,
something?
we've still got one more question.
Oh,
There
do we?
were 6 questions. I thought they were fun.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
there's
we
6
did 3 or 4
questions.
first time.
The 6th question is, did you act in accordance with your icon?
Definitely.
Faceless, how did you act within the realms of the faceless? Just by keeping your mask on?
No, that's always going to be on, to be honest with you, but by being different people to different characters.
All right.
So I think I'll probably tend to get that one and never get the revealing your true self thing
Okay.
until it really hits the fan.
All right. And then we have 2 gamblers.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. The only thing I kind of gambled on was my risking my reputation a bit on that because I'm not sure if it was a risk. That's the thing because I have a very strong reputation, but also they have a very strong reputation. I wasn't sure what the backlash was going to be in terms of annoying a very long queue of people.
Yeah. That's the
But-
reputation of the church, though. That's not
Yeah, it
Carvis's
is, yeah.
reputation. That's
True.
the reputation of the church.
So probably not then.
No.
I'm trying to think what the icon of the gambler kind of does. Like,
I'll have to
'Cause I know
scroll up
it's-
a couple of
It's
pages.
not-
It's taking risks and things like that. So I mean,
yeah, it's not as
So the gambler, for the adventurous, the intelligent, and the gifted, the gambler is the perfect fit. Curious children who speak the truth as they see it and think quickly on their feet are the icon's proteges. So did you?
So just taking risks then, basically.
Yeah, or speaking the
It's-
truth when you know.
it's having style and panache, isn't it? Like you
Yeah.
end up in trouble and then talk your way out of it.
Stop sitting here and eating
I mean,
baklava. Go and get a job. Is that speaking the
if
truth?
young, hang on, what's it say? Curious children who speak truth as they see it and think quickly on their feet are proteges of the gambler. Well, I certainly interacted with a bunch of those and aided them and helped them out and was like, "You're the kids, you're the future."
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
so I kind of
I buy that. I buy
Yeah, all
that
right.
as a.
That's
as a
all that
point.
matters then.
All right. So it is
Start calling you matron now.
matron 5 points to up a skill or buy a talent. or you can bank them all.
Yeah.
Can you put a point in a skill you don't have for 5 points, or can you only up one that's existing?
I think you can put it into any.
Why don't we
Yeah, I
go
think
with
you
that
can-
and then we'll just check in between weeks.
Cool.
Buy a new one. I know which one I want to get. I've got 6, I think, overall. I got 3 and a 3, I think. Just very quickly.
I got a 4 and a 4, so I want 8.
Yeah. I think.
When you've gathered 5 XP, so we're on page 28, when you've gathered 5 XP, you can take an advance. Is in either increasing a skill level by 1 or learning a new talent. You can never raise a skill level above 5. You can learn any talent except for the icon talents. And that's it.
I'm buying the Mystic
Cool.
Powers skill.
I'm probably going to get a talent, but I will look through the rule book while we're playing, and I'll tell you what I've picked when I pick it.
Mystic talent.
Yeah, I might wait for a
skill.
cool talent or one that's completely useless that I'll just shoehorn into everywhere.
Yeah?
Is the one about making diet colour?
No.
You can be like a sommelier for cola.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
A musicola sommelier. I don't think that is a thing.
It is now.
I will create it.
Will you?
That's the whole point of being an entrepreneur. You see that gap in the market,
And just go for it?
you pay me some I'll ask you some random questions and tell you what flavours you like.
Tell you which musicola you should drink.
Exactly. And if it's not right, you didn't answer the questions properly. You lied.
Oh,
Love
that
it.
that's
sounds
okay.
like a hyper scam there.
25% discount on your next reading.
Sounds like a BuzzFeed articles. Like what Musical were you?
Oh gosh,
Oh, it's not BuzzFeed. It's got to be something else, though, isn't it?
I'll
what
be
musicola?
on that kind of property show where they've got a budget of like $10 million and one of them makes pretend pianos for cats and the other one is like a knitwear architect or something like that.
That's
anyway.
terrible. Anyway, shall we play the thingy and then play some Coriolis?
I believe
Yeah.
I agree.
They can hear us now. Welcome back to the Third
I was gonna
Horizon.
say,
I hope
yes.
you all had a moment there to refresh
Yes,
yourself.
we did.
Like big up to
Oh,
the
it's so
sponsors
good.
for the no, anyway, so last week we found ourselves at the end of the show, end of the session, stood not far from where Mr. Yafa's backlover cart is packed up. He's headed home. We could hear Mrs. Yafa being cross that he's just invited a preacher and a bunch of folks to tea, and we sort of knew where we were going at the end of the day, but we have this whole day in between now and then. So is there anything you want to do? Are you just going to hang out and not eat too much so you can eat all of the Yafa's food? What is the plan?
So if I remember rightly, they're quite proud of Aram and think that he's doing well with the church.
They're proud of their son, but they're also
I know they think he's lazy, but they're happy that the church likes him.
they're happy that Carvus has came along and said, "I'm from the church. Tell me about your son."
So, Carvers, can you knock up a certificate of recognition for Aram? So if we need to butter them up, we can give that to them beforehand.
I can do something similar, I'm sure.
Just massively vague and participated in church activities or something.
Yes, that's easy enough to whip up something. We need to extract information from him without being too brutal. I would hope we can resolve this to a certain degree, at least.
Yeah, let's see if he's even there, because he's been missing for a while, hasn't he? They haven't seen him for a bit.
It wasn't that they hadn't seen him for a bit. It's that
He just
They
doesn't
don't
come home
sleep
very
at the
often.
same time.
yeah,
he does.
he's very much in and out and around and that kind of stuff. So
I'm quite curious to see if he'll be there actually, and if he expects he might expect a quiet word with yourself, if he thinks you're his contact or something like that.
I think we might end up having to have tea for a long time. We've got to, because if we go and he doesn't come during the meal, we're gonna have to find a way to make an excuse to stick around. Because from the sounds of it, he kind of turns up randomly now and again, and they don't see him for a while. So if we're there,
I'll
got to find a way to keep.
Extended blessing and sermon, shall I, after tea?
I was going to suggest a seance, but if you want to do that instead, I suppose.
I mean, he's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead.
I didn't say it was for him, did I?
Is it preempting what you might be doing to him?
I have said,
Preacher, why are you singing the songs of the Lady of Tears? What is going on? No, don't worry about it. I'm just getting ready for later.
I have
just
said
warming my
that
voice up.
Yeah.
I am prepared to take action, and I am willing, more than willing, to resort to violence, but I will refrain until it is absolutely necessary. So
somebody doesn't say please, right? That's it.
It's absolutely necessary.
Manners maketh the man. Blah blah blah.
We do need to worry about the fact that we need to find out where she's gone.
Well,
and
I
that
think-
requires us getting past guards, and that also requires us not to have a high profile.
Yeah, until the meal tonight, though. We were going to go check out the false guards, weren't we? The guard
Yeah, we were
posts.
going to go to the sanctuary,
Sanitorium?
the soup kitchen.
Soup kitchen.
Hey, free food in the morning and the evening. This is a great day.
Yeah. No, I think we should. I want to get a better look at the guards because I personally feel like I've let us down by not spotting it first. Because I'm the military guy, and the priest spotted them, the uniforms.
I know, but you were running away from them.
Exactly. I'm still not better. I feel like
Yeah, I may have said that on purpose, if I'm being honest with you.
I know. I feel like I need to go and work out what their deal is and whether. There's part of me as well that I don't like the idea of there being a foe, like an enemy force that I don't understand, and I don't know what their deal is, and there's like an itch in the back of my skull that I can't get rid of. That there's a combatant out there, and I don't know what they're capable of, and I need to be prepared. I need to be ready. I need to be sure that I can handle it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go. If I find out there's some hot badass military force that are gonna waste us all, it's not that important. I'm gone.
If it's beyond your scope, you're out the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
So
on,
I'm.
Xellian, take some risks.
Yeah, I don't. There's risk. There's calculated risk where you think maybe 2 for 1
Sometimes
you can take
need to
them.
roll the dice and put your faith in the icons.
Place the gambler.
But
Praise
equally,
to the gambler.
a man knows when to take his cards and leave the table. And I'm not about to throw myself at a wall that is unbreakable. So I need to assess it and see if there's a chink in it, and then I'm all in. I will take the risk of breaking a wall down that looks impenetrable, but I think I can break it. But I'm not about to slam my head against solid rockcrete. There is no point. I have 4 more seasons of Stars of Dabara on Laserdisc to watch. I have
Laserdisc.
the new.
Will they let you watch that when you're in jail?
I will swap my commissary for it. I'll give up my Musicola rights. And
Ooh, well, not down with that.
well,
no.
We
Musicola
definitely
Ice is coming out next year.
You are right, though.
There's
we do
stuff
need
to live
start
for.
it out. We need to find some more information because right now they're just better guards and we don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we go to the soup kitchen, we could potentially see if anyone's seen Aram there or if he goes there or not. So that if we go to dinner and he's not there, then we can just stay for 10 minutes, leave, and go to the soup kitchen.
True, but
we literally have a
he-
whole day, so there's nothing to stop us doing both.
Yeah, it's true. I'm
Um,
just worried that if he does if he spots us while we're there and then comes to dinner, he's immediately gonna be like, "All right, why are you following me? What's going on?" He's gonna
It's fine.
Freak
I'll just say we've been looking for him.
Well, we were observing him in action so we could praise him in a purposeful way.
Yes. That's very good. I like that excuse.
And yeah, I tell you what. So as Martin wants to shoot guards, I want to go and get free soup.
Martin doesn't want to shoot guards.
I do.
Sorry, James does.
James.
My apologies.
James wants to
Why
shoot
don't we let
guards.
Martin choose which one we do first, and then if we're still alive, we'll do the second one.
Sounds good.
Um,
I'm saying I don't. Although I will shoot guards, I want to assess guards more than anything.
I think we should go and... It's because this guard thing has been hanging over our head for quite some time now, so I think we should go in there first, and then loop back round to the soup kitchen.
Are you going to arm wrestle them, Xellian?
I'm going to convince them to speak to us in whatever way that takes.
Okay, I'm going to wear, still with a mask, but quite different clothing,
Okay.
as if it's from a different fashion style, because I've already met them wearing the outfit I was wearing.
Sure.
So I'm
Sure.
going to change it.
Well, we know that they're far more aggressive with the guard duties, shall we say. I'm sure that if you're a bit disgruntled about that, there's a way to perhaps get some sympathy from the guards, especially if they're not particularly happy about having these forced extra reinforcements on them.
Yeah, equally, we could do with talking to the actual guard, like you
Yeah,
said,
because they're two different
to-
things, aren't they then? Okay,
to
well,
work out why they haven't noticed and what's going on with someone on the take. Is someone like so?
I think they've probably noticed, they just haven't given it too extra deep of a thought.
Well, yeah,
didn't one of them imply that they were just told to stay out of the way or do as they were told?
Oh,
we've not
actually,
spoken to anybody.
We've not
No,
spoken to any guards.
Do we
No,
not?
I remember.
We did. Didn't Corvus speak to one at the start, right at the very
No.
start in the Souk Bazaar thing?
No, the only
No.
interaction was them hassling you.
But
Yeah,
now
no,
I
that's
remember.
the RoboCop guys. We spoke to one of the station guards.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't think we did, but I do
Okay.
remember that when we were in the bar, I did see there was a man on guard off duty who was intensely staring at this interaction you were having with the more militant guards.
There we go.
So
Maybe
perhaps,
it was
perhaps
that.
if we can find that person, that might be someone we can talk to.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was back when we were waiting for Althea, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back when we were waiting for Althea, and as these guards were making their way through the Neoptra, through the spaceport towards Kashar, Carvus kind of craned his head around and could see like an old guardsman, and he had like his cup, his hot flask stood leaning against the wall.
Oh, yeah, I
watching, drinking his brew. So. That's maybe what you remember, but
think so,
nobody's
yeah.
actually been up to a guardsman and went, they're a bit keen, or words. to
Yeah,
that
we should
effect.
Yes.
chat with the old guards. If we can find them, chat with the fake guards.
Okay.
Go to the same place, he might be there as well. So we can obviously we'll have a look around there and go from there.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, so we're gonna head, because if we're at Mira's, the Neoptra spaceport, and Madame Shari's chai house and all that kind of stuff is literally like around the corner.
Yeah.
20-30 minutes walk if we head back that way after Kashar has changed her wardrobe. Yeah, we're gonna head
Yeah.
down there, and there we go. Let's do that. Let's hear some people.
I'm dressed like a middle-class person from Kua.
A middle-class Kuan, fancy Kuan, like a rich Kuan from the monolith, or a
Like a merchant.
merchant Kuan. Okay, I like it.
I'll try my best to look sort of bodyguardingly, like so that a random rough military-looking type doesn't look too out of place next to this posh bird.
All right, she's not that posh. Not that posh. So we head back to the Neoptra, and whatever happened yesterday, just yesterday, has seemed to be already forgotten. People you can hear like, you know, now boarding for, you know, such and such flights to Kua, so and so, such and such, you know, that kind of stuff. Portal transport number, blah blah blah. And you know, the 35 bus round the net, calling at these places, you know, that kind of stuff. all going off. People coming and going. The monkey's back. Piccolo's over there if you want to go and poke him, Xellian.
Yes.
There we go. And yeah, we can see there are the regular kind of guards folk walking around in their fancy Coriolis guards uniform. These guys aren't wearing the helmets, so you can see that there's like a couple of gents and a couple of ladies walking around, and they seem to be just chatting with some of the vendors. You probably see one of them fist bump and then take a coffee with the other hand. Obviously there's some sort of an agreement going on around with these guards, kind of thing. And at the back of the Neoptra there is the guard post. Let me find what number guard post it is. Guard point 13.
Cool.
And that's where you saw the dude with the flask with his coffee.
Okay.
Do we see the same guy?
He doesn't seem to be stood in the doorway watching. The lights are on. The door is
Have a-
open as you'd expect.
Yeah. Able to have a look around to see if I can spot the guy somewhere? Because they're all not got the helmets on, are they? So he might be on duty.
Yeah, do you want to make a observation roll?
Yes. Observation. 3. Best. Ready? Got 2 6s.
2 successes.
Nice.
All right,
Got 2
so
6s and a 5.
ooh, close, nearly a critical success. Close, but no critical. But you don't. Yeah, he's definitely not one of these folks who who are walking around. And I guess what you do kind of spot, given that it's probably a bit late in the morning now. We're probably getting closer to lunch than we are to breakfast. Most of the way through the first quarter of the day, if you will. What we kind of see, or what Carver sees, is him heading out the lifts, like the elevators, the lifts from another part of Coriolis. And he's obviously got his bag on his shoulder. He's got the flask, the cup that you normally see, and he's like not making eye contact with anyone, and heading straight for the guard post.
I'll point out like towards both of them where like this but he looked very intent, like he wants to get to the guard post.
Maybe he's late.
How do we want to go and speak to him? I can obviously go down the
I think you're
mutual
better.
experience guard soldier thing, or
I was gonna
but
say
I'm not
we use
the-
Carvis's rep to say, one of you mentioned about complaining about the treatment. You could complain on behalf of your sister or a parishioner about the shocking treatment vis-a-vis gun pointed at face, and see who he thinks you should complain to.
yeah,
And
it's
he's
whether you want to
likely
go
tell you
like
nobody, but he might explain a little bit about the structure that's behind it.
yeah, whether we want to go like camaraderie route where I go and try and like be his mate, or whether we go in as a like reputational thing for Carver. So I think it's either approach has merits and disadvantages, but
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm not sure which one will work.
Which one of you wants to do it then?
I'm happy to. I mean,
Would you like to toss a
as
coin
long
for it?
as, long
Zoe?
as she hasn't, it's the gambler's way.
It
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see how this is going.
Alright, don't
Make
roll a
sure-
d6.
Make
Yeah.
sure
Question-
we use the
question-
gambler
yeah.
as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, whoever gets the higher d6
Yeah,
has
goes
to
to
do it.
talk to him,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Is it
gonna
subject
roll.
to your
No, I'm not going to
I
do
got a
it.
6.
All right.
I got a 2.
All right. So
Carvis, the gambler smiles upon you.
Yeah.
Subtlety it is.
subtlety it is. All right. So we don't accost this chap as he makes his way across the plaza.
No, I'll get close to the guard post.
Uh-huh.
And then when I see him, obviously he's getting ready to enter. I'll just go, when you get a moment, please, if I could just have a word. I don't want to interrupt you straight away, but
And he sort of like jumps a bit,
yeah.
looks at you, and goes, preacher, just
In your own time.
and yeah, he looks really flustered, and really like could could do with not having this thing. So he nods, preacher, yeah. And he gestures to, like, because he's in a civvies kind of thing.
Yeah.
He gestures to that and disappears into the guardhouse.
Yeah.
Somebody, you see, like a guardsman just kind of lazily sort of walk out, and you hear like probably somebody like a janitor, a custodian, or something shout, "Inspector, there's a pot of coffee in the rec room. I just put it on." And then you hear like a door slam in the depths of the guardhouse.
Inspector sounds good.
Inspector is. I wasn't aware that he was such an in charge person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll hang around, and wait for him to eventually get ready, because obviously I assume he's getting into his uniform and getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
I guess while we're waiting then, I will make an observation check to see if I see any of the Robocop guards.
Alright, sure, yeah, make an observation check.
I have nothing in that, but it's based in wits, so I get 4 dice.
Would you like to spend a point to put it? No, you're keeping your XP.
No, that's fine.
Alright, just checking.
I'll be blithely oblivious if the dice say so. Yep, I do not see anything. I got 2 3s, a 4 and a 5.
I mean, would it be alright if I did the same thing? Because I imagine we'd both be doing it, but
Yeah, sure.
obviously if one check cancels.
No, it's okay. You could make a check as well.
So observation. I will go with my 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. 2 6s.
2 6s. Cool. All right. So we kind of crane around the spaceport. We keep an eye out. What you do see is a lot of the guards looking a little bit more attentive, kind of like where maybe 1 or 2 of them before were kind of just sort of like, "What's up, bro? Nice coffee there," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now they're like, "Oh, we will clock eyes with the other team and make sure we're observing the perimeter of, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff."
basically their boss has turned up, so they're like, "Oh, whoop,
Yeah.
boss is here." Yeah.
Better look like
Very
we're
much
working.
that kind of.
Mhm.
I should be patrolling the souk. Let's head
Yeah.
over there, kind of thing, and that sort of stuff. But definitely none of these slightly more aggressive, more.
Like faces hidden behind helmets.
Yeah, these guys don't have their helmets on. These guys clearly aren't expecting any sort of riot or anything today. And most of them, they probably have got some sort of pistol holstered, but they don't have like carbines or anything that you saw these other dudes with. Maybe they've got like on their belt some kind of baton or stick kind of thing.
Mhm.
Nothing
more-
is
Yeah. Sensible levels of policing, it feels like,
more than aggressively.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you levels of policing, which is definitely how the other guys looked yesterday. So this chap comes out of the guardhouse after roughly enough time it takes to put on some uniform, brush your hair a bit, and
Yeah.
refill your mug. And he kind of heads out the door, and he's looking around. He's maybe assumed that you'd come into the guardhouse.
No.
And he comes out the door, and he sort of is like, "Oh, preacher, good day. What can I help the church with?"
Well, it's more to do with both an observation and some worrying chitter chatter from the masses. Yesterday there was quite an incident that happened here, and a worrying amount of whispers that get passed around from person to person. And I thought it would be best if it was directly talked about. There have been some reports getting through to us from people who have a bit of a nervous disposition about higher levels of security, and there have been stories that have quite aggressive inspections on the populace, on the masses.
And he sort of like pulls back a bit, and he's like leans forward then, and you get this kind of wave of really cheap, terrible sort of cologne aftershave, like full on Lynx Africa style stuff, like overpowering. And you get, as he gets close, you can see he's obviously not shaved today, and come to about 3 o'clock this afternoon he's probably going to have a full beard kind of thing. And he leans into you and says, who have you spoken to about this preacher? Sorry, Inspector Ahuro. You are
Carvus.
Carvus.
I'm
from my guards or just guards in general? What is the?
No. The reports are also on the sort of like just around. Your guards appear to be showing their faces quite, in a way of respect. And the report is from two guards came down quite harshly yesterday on an innocent bystander. Well, these guards were wearing helmets and had carbines, like serious weaponry, and it's a worrying escalation of force, and especially if you can imagine the reaction from people who are used to a more sensible approach. It was definitely sent shockwaves through people, and I'm here to sort of alleviate that worry for people. But I do need to know why there was such a large escalation of policing.
And he nods. He goes, "Oh, the incident yesterday. Looking for a young lady, Madame Shari's. Yeah, there's a bit of kerfuffle. New guards. You have to appreciate, especially just like with new preachers, when they're full of the vim and vigor of everything they've just learnt at the academy. We get a list of reprobates each day. These guards, well, obviously, young lady, brown hair, and he gestures to at least a third of the airport, the spaceport being young ladies with brown hair kind of thing.
I understand that when you have
just excitable new guards. That's all it is, I'm sure. My seasoned team here at Outpost 13. Check. We
13.
Yeah. Outpost 13. Yeah. We here. We've got the seasoned understanding of life here in the Neoptera. Those folks, I think, were from further in the core, maybe even up a couple of levels, where they have to be a little bit quicker and harsher on undesirables than we can afford to be down here.
Have they joined your crew, or are they separate?
Oh no, we're not having any more transfers here. Don't worry, preacher. We've brought it back into just those who typically have spent a season or two here on a spaceport on the ring.
Would it perhaps be possible for me to have a conversation with them and give them a soft talking to?
Well.
I feel a sermon of the icons might help them, especially one of the judge, as it is their duty.
Yeah, I would like for you to make a manipulation roll.
A manipulation roll, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good at this.
I hope so. You started off sounding like you a smuggler or organised crime, and then just nailed it at the end.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7. 7. I got 1 6.
Better than none.
Better than. Would you like to push the roll? Give me a darkness point.
I would.
All right.
In the immortal words of Salt and Pepper, push it real good.
Push it. An extra 2 6s.
So you got critical success.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So he makes some kind of. He goes, which part of the church are you from, preacher? Just.
I am part of the Seekers.
Yeah. Right. And then he looks around. He looks around a bit. He goes, just come inside. He says.
Of course.
And he invites you into his office. Kishar and Xellian, you see Carvus heading into the office with. Are you gonna muscle your way in with him, or?
Does it look like? Can we like make any kind of, I don't know, like observation check to see like whether Carvus is going of his own free will and he looks happy and everything's fine, or whether like he said he's sort of going into a threatening situation? I don't know what kind of insight on the guard
Probably
captain, whether he's
paperwork involved.
Maybe yeah, you could either make I think an observation or a manipulation roll.
Observation.
So one of you, what we're going to do is one of you can make the roll and the other one can assist and give them a dice, rather
Okay.
than two sets of
That works for me,
rolling.
because what I was initially going to say was that when Kishar sees Carvus going into the office, she kind of like unfolds a cloak to show Xellian a gun and just like cocks it and then like looks at him to say, "What are we doing?"
Full auto, let's go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no,
Jailbreak,
no, like, you know,
session
no.
3.
I've got this. What are we doing?
And I'll
So
say,
you roll. I will.
yeah. I'm going to say to Kishar, like, I'm sure Carvus is smart enough to know what he's doing, but if he's being brought into a room on his own where we can't see him, then you might need it. But did he look dodgy? 1, 2, 3. So with the assist, do I get +2, +1 dice?
Plus
What?
1 dice, yeah.
6. So I'm 4. I'm 6. I'm 7.
Nice.
you can do it.
3 6s. 6, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4, 4.
Wow, criticals everywhere. Okay, so it looks like from seeing like the big picture, there's a moment where the inspector, he kind of looks around and takes a quick stock of the guards he's got out of the things, and then his demeanor, like, from rather than being this sort of like, I'm the gaffer, I'm the big dude in charge, there is a moment of like, and maybe you've seen it before around Carvus, is like, I'm the schoolboy now and this is a preacher kind of shift in, like, he's a...
So it's definitely not that Carvus is being threatened, it's more that he feels a little bit out of his depth.
Maybe not out of his depth, but...
You can feel safer.
Yeah, he's safer now because of something Carvus has told him, which is normally like, the icons bless you and watch over you, kind of.
Okay, I'm going to shoot a glance at Kishar and like kind of draw my cloak over myself, kind of nod to her and say like, it's all good. But I would like to go closer to the...
To the
I think... Yeah, I'd like to go close to the guard post and just... I think I'm going to casually stand next to it, like lean against it and smoke
I mean, not far
cigarette
off
or
from the front of the guard post is like a little food truck kind of thing. You
Yeah,
can
I'll go
stand there
by-
and get some espresso and...
Yeah, I'll go buy some Moose Collar X. And just have a bit of a kind of... Keep an eye out so it's always in my peripheral, but just chill so if I hear like Carvus shout or whatever, I'm close by.
Running out
But,
the guard post.
Yeah, and just kind of stay close by. I don't want to get in there because I think Carvus has got this, but I want to be close by so that if he doesn't, then I can respond.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So as Carvus, you kind of head into the guard post. It's fairly Spartan in here. There's a bench. There's a little way back. You can assume there is either some sort of drunk tank or I didn't bring any passport or any money and I've just stolen stuff kind of run of things.
Home sweet home.
Yeah, somewhere you'd probably pick up whoever the original Kishar is. Not this Kishar, but another Kishar might have been found by Sabitha at some point, maybe. Down there, there's like a desk with a very bored-looking guard, kind of sat on a chair behind it, eating space donuts and drinking musicola or coffee or something. And he gestures. He's like, no, kind of. And then, as you take a couple of steps and overtake him, it's almost like he remembers something, and this bulky gent just kind of pushes past you to get into his office before you. And you can hear him him sort of moving some stuff around on the desk, and then a drawer shut, and he's sort of like, come in, preacher, come in. Let's talk about these over enthusiastic guards. And he sort of comes into the room, beckons you in, and closes the door behind you. And like presses a button on the wall, which obviously puts like a red light above the door. Like, don't come in, I'm doing important guard stuff. Yeah, important guard stuff. And he says, he sits down and he says, the Seekers, you're those folks who with the, and he kind of does this sort of kind of thing.
Yes, we are ones blessed by the icons.
Right.
And
do you have like dreams and stuff?
Some do, yes. Some have dreams, prophecies, visions. Others would describe them as nightmares, but we do share a sort of kinship in that regard. And
if you go to, like, if I were to go to the dome, to the church, and make some. Should I offer stuff? Would you offer stuff to people, to a certain icon, like, and he sort of like covers his mouth and is like, the faceless, or what about?
It depends on the icon that you wish
Faceless does do mysticism.
Yeah, to give credence to, but the faceless is the representation of the mystic arts. And such offerings are usually to cover one's face and to give a small sermon of your own personal faculty to the faceless one, depending on what you wish to try and accomplish.
And it's almost like it might be like a reflex from being a guard kind of thing, but he's taking notes, right? He's taking these notes. He's noting things down, and he suddenly realizes what he's doing, and he stops. He puts his notebook down, and he says, I hope you think of me in your offerings. You wanted to talk to these guards. I'll be honest, preacher. I don't think a good standing fella like you should get involved in with these chaps. They're trouble. They're trouble, and they're look. I'll just stick with church business and stay away. I don't think you should be talking to those kinds. It's a little bit delicate. And he
I can appreciate that, but it is our duty to ensure that the common folk are protected from such authority. And if such an upstanding person as yourself has such worries of them, then I am here to support you. And I'm here to...
You're upstanding. You look at this guy who's barely shaven, stinks of cologne.
Yeah.
Trying to hide stuff before you came into the room. Yeah. And he sort of is like, I don't wanna get you into something you shouldn't. Listen, I'll have a word with them for you. And he reaches into a drawer, and he takes out a transactor, and he slides it across the desk, and he says, "It's not. If you could maybe buy some offerings for the. I'm busy all the time." And he gestures around the very not busy office.
Yeah.
But if on behalf of me and those, you could maybe make an offering to the faceless, and I'll take care of. I'll make sure they don't bother anybody in the Neoptra or anyone again. I'll stop it. I'll call it there. If you could maybe.
Can I try and see if I can get a read on what he's trying to bribe me or blackmail me, or he's just panicked about something?
Yeah, make a manipulation roll,
Yeah.
James, are you Grey Lamb?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
Old Uncle Mojo, you missed our advert for Musacola. We made an actual
2
advert.
6s.
2 6s. All right, so
Yeah,
this
we did.
this is not or at least it's not coming through as like a shut up and get out. There's guilt with this money.
Yeah.
Like he's like, if I give it to you, I'm absolved now. I'll give it to the church, kind of thing. And he was, so if he gives it to you, he's absolved. He can get rid of this maybe dirty money and also kind of help himself because, somebody or something is bugging him about mystic powers and that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of read you get with it.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, you like money, I've got some money, take the money and problem solved. This is him trying to, this is like a confession kind of thing for him.
Yeah.
Is what's happening here. And he slides the transaction. You see it flash up. It's not a massive amount. It's probably about 700 burr.
I'll look at it a moment, and then I'll pull it close to me, but not actually take it.
Yeah.
And then look back up at him. I'm sure such a thing would go a long way in giving praise to the icons for both yourself and for the guards that you are in charge of. But and I do believe that you'll give them a good talking to, but I am concerned about the events that happened, especially considering the amount of talking about the mystic disease that's been going around recently, especially with the soup kitchen hosting a Sanitorium for those who have been afflicted by mystic issues.
Oh, I don't deal anything in the core. I just do. Look, I need kind of. He leans forward like he doesn't want anybody to. It's like, preacher. I have to admit, I'm glad if you take the money. There's something about those guys. They've. And how does he phrase it? There is a bonus for letting them work on my patch. They're looking for very specific people, and I don't know. I don't know what guard post they're from. They have orders from, and he gestures like way above my kind of pay grade. And well, if they've got as much funding as it looks like, I could. Anyway, that's beside the point. Please, preacher, don't get involved in this. They're not.
I appreciate your concern, and I absolve you of any issues that you may have had. All I ask, I am a seeker, and a seeker of both the righteous and wrathful if need be. And it is my duty to do such things. All I ask is that should the time come where we have to go as the church further than we are currently, that if I am to step up towards these people, you simply do not interfere.
Oh no, I'll stick to my turf. I'm not getting involved in more anymore. Yeah,
But
definitely. And he's. You can see, like, he's definitely accepted. Where you said, absolved and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. He's like, oh, great. This is brilliant. This is exactly that kind of thing. You get the idea that the money was a bonus, but he's been kind of... He's probably a crooked cop, but this is a
Yeah.
little bit more crooked than he's comfortable with.
would there be a place that you would say I should avoid very particularly?
Because that's exactly where we'll go. I love it. Give us the place with all the plot, would you, right now?
Play reverse, you know.
It's probably that bloody church, to be fair.
God, that'd be no reverse.
Well,
Yeah, just give me a moment to just double check some things.
Yeah.
Yep.
no worries.
So, this guy seems very kind of, I don't know, conflicted. Like, there's something about him.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they're giving him the money for, it's clearly too distasteful for him to actually spend it. Because he was just like, oh, we're just going to beat a few drunks up. He probably would have spent the money, but he hasn't spent
Yeah.
it. He's just kept it in his drawer. He hasn't even taken it home. It's not on his person. So
He knows these guys are trouble and are up to no good.
yeah,
But he's too, weak or worried about his position to do anything about it. So at least we know that the guards in the station aren't in cahoots with them. They're kind of removed from them, going like, well, we'll just do our job, you do your job.
you don't
and
even
we'll-
know if the other guard's illegal, actually. Because, like, if I'm, like, major guard and you're private guard, I just tell you what to do. I'm not going to pay any money for it.
Yeah.
Do it or go to guard jail. But if I was, for instance, like a private military company or something, and I wanted to masquerade, then perhaps I would have
Yeah.
to pay you because I don't have the legal standing.
Yeah, you're right. I think they're not.
I'm not
they're
your boss.
not just overly good guards. They are some kind of external
Yeah.
military force. Like, why would there be some kind of external military that wants mystics out of the way? Is it like a church force or something? Did the church
What a
hate
cool
mystics?
cartoon. Church Force Alpha.
So he says, listen, a few of their comms have come from the Ozone Plaza. There's a guard post out there. I wouldn't go down that way. I wouldn't get involved. In fact, if you are going to just go there, maybe not today, not now you've been in here. Just
Oh, don't
for our
worry.
both sakes.
The discretion will be of the utmost importance. Do not worry.
He nods, and he kind of stands.
Haven't we already been to the Ozone? Or Ozone, very Yorkshire.
Ozone
Ozone
Plaza.
Plaza.
To Ozone. From
To Ozone Plaza. That's where I saw those orphans, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where Aram's been hanging out.
Yeah, and we saw the
Yeah.
guard post there, so...
We didn't expect it though, did we? So,
No. Ah, okay.
Um,
Aram's been hanging at them, that makes sense.
Aaron may be one of them.
Aram is such a dodgy guy,
I-
man.
Do we have a sniper
I have-
rifle or perhaps a grenade? Let's take a grenade to dinner.
I have
No,
a lot of other business.
I have a Vulcan carbine, a collapsible baton, and a Vulcan cricket pistol. So I'm
I have
good.
the words of the icon.
None of which you're allowed to carry
and
around.
a big
though.
fist.
I've got a big cloak. It's
So
fine.
he sort of stands up and almost
Yeah.
like on muscle memory, he pulls open a drawer on his desk
Yeah.
and goes to reach for something, and then
Yeah.
looks at you, closes the door and
Mm-hmm.
closes the drawer, picks up his coffee cup, and is like, if there's nothing else I can do for you, preacher.
He's a total drunk, isn't he? He's like,
Yeah.
that coffee's not just coffee. It's Music Cola X all
I'll
day.
pick up the money and slide that inside my clothing. Not at all. You've been of great help, and I would.
Xellian is privately cursing the gambler that 700 bear didn't go his way.
It's just gone in Carlos's pocket.
Yeah.
I think
To
we
the
subscribe
church.
to, like Musa milk or something like that. Whatever the worst kind of Musa cola is, let's just get loads of it delivered to them.
And yeah, he gestures to the door, and then he realizes he should probably nip around, open the door for you because you're a preacher kind of thing, and then kind of.
I basically
this whole sort of status kind of.
I'll obviously let him do that, and then get to close to leaving, and I'll take out from my pocket one of my scriptures and blessings of the judge upon you, and may he guide your actions from this point forward.
Yes, Judge. Yes. Thank you, preacher. Thank you for your and he, raising his voice.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom today. I always listen to the icons, and he's totally haven't just been talking about dodgy shit conversation. And the guy behind the desk just sort of looks and kind of is like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Couldn't give a shit.
Goes back to watching like the same 4 view screens, which has got different parts of the Neopter on it.
I was going to agree with Captain Carry-On, but to be fair, that guy's like the original Sam Vimes. He hasn't had that character growth yet.
No character growth for a hero, no. Not yet.
No.
He thanks you. You sort of make your way out of the thing. You can see over to the left the familiar form of Xellian. Where is Kashar? Is she there also having espressos?
No, I will have joined the back of the queue, and as soon as I get like halfway to the front, pretend I forgot something and
you just
walk
eternally
off for
just
5
queuing.
minutes and then come back.
All right, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You see Kashar join the back of the espresso queue, kind of thing.
Yeah. So, lots of interesting information. It would appear that the guards are possibly more military than they are any guards at all, and I will very quickly go over this everything that was discussed with him rather than have to repeat it verbatim.
Sure. So you're telling them absolutely like everything, or you're not?
Yeah,
sort of...
let's skip the role play. That's pointless.
Scooby-Doo ending. Yes.
I said to Carvers, this is what I feared. Overzealous guards is one thing. Corrupt guards paid by higher-ups to be slightly more heavy-handed is another. And this, what seems to be some kind of external militant force, is an entire thing of itself. If these masquerading guards are here on some kind of private business to conduct whatever damage they're doing, they will be well trained, well paid, well armed.
Do you think we can get a job?
I mean, we haven't got a captain, so we do need the money.
You said well paid,
So,
right?
I've convinced the inspector not to interfere. So if we were to start something, we should not have to worry about local guards' interference.
Again,
Also-
I am more convinced that we need to assess their capabilities than ever.
It's in the ozone area from where we were last.
Do you think there was a shot out guard post in the ozone plaza that I noticed?
I think that's more in
Do you
use than it was before.
Okay, I have an idea. Is there anywhere where I could try and get into the environmental controls for Ozone Plaza?
Wow.
Big bollocks play, let's go.
Or is there some kind of... So what I want to do is...
You want to get into the
Turn
life
off the
support
No.
of Coriolis Station.
No. What I want to do is Carvus and Xellian can go... The thing's gone, by the way.
Oh, no.
Can go for a a lovely Musicola rhubarb, while I fake a mystic presence, like you were saying, the lights go off and things like that. So if we,
I mean, like a mystic presence is not necessarily like it's quite new. Like people have only really had like
oh yeah, but the guards for
mystic
sure know
disease.
what it is, don't they? There's
Frozen.
no way they don't know. Like
My
if I
screen
start turning all the
froze.
lights on and off and like making
Oh,
a
you have
strobe
frozen,
effect.
James. Yeah.
Why have I frozen?
I don't know.
Oh, you haven't frozen
If-
on mine.
If you're not able to fake one,
No, you don't
you
do a
have-
real one because that exposes you.
not me. You do have a real mystic.
Oh, Althea.
Mm.
It's kind of a bit risky, as the impression is they want to kill her. So like,
It is.
she goes like mystic, and they go bullets.
More hoping that we can do it when they're not there, so we have time for her to leave, and then we can perhaps enter into that area.
I don't know, because we want to see them in action, don't we? To a degree, like Xellian wants
Yeah.
to assess them,
I
so
would obviously prefer it to work your way.
we have to draw them out.
yeah.
So if they're expecting a mystic, let's pretend there is one.
I think something is definitely wrong with the stream.
Something's definitely wrong with Zoom.
Because
I
now
like
I'm
Bubble Reggie's
Carver's.
idea.
Now
Martin?
there are 2 Jameses. This is awesome.
Yes, now we can definitely have
Yeah,
a fight because that's two
I'm
Xellians.
frozen as me, and I'm now mine. So I don't know what's going on.
No, me neither.
Bum, bum, bum.
But I will work it out.
It's cool. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Am I frozen or not? I can't.
You,
Yeah,
you
Graham's
are frozen on the stream, but you're not frozen in the Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom's fine.
I do not
think-
know what's happening.
You just bounce the stream and start it again or something?
No, I'll just
Like
fiddle with the stuff.
everyone can see Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Everything's
I
See
fine
you on Zoom,
with
yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
I'm the
fine.
same. Zoom's fine. It just seems to be.
Is the sound still here? Because we'll just carry on talking otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I love it's just James frozen and then James underneath.
Alright, so we've still got sound, so
We've
we
still
can
got,
let Millie
you know,
fix it in
I
the
will do
background.
audio stuff. You plot the downfall of Coriolis.
Great. Let's talk then. So the next Musicola flavor, I think we should pitch it to. We've got some good ideas.
I genuinely thought about finding some voiceover artist on Fiverr and getting someone to do like the movie voice for it.
And now the next
Introducing.
Musicola. Yeah, let's do it. I think that we should take the money we've got now, invest it wisely in Musicola stock while it's at good levels, make our fortune,
I just
and we
had
don't need to venture.
the literal worst idea ever.
Okay.
So I think that what Kashar will pitch via whatever our local Musicola rep is and apologise sort of in advance of saying this, is Musicola Fresh. So what Musicola Fresh does is combine a very tangy drink with a sort of colonic irrigation. So it makes your
You
inside
get all the
fresh.
internal benefits of Musicola,
Yes.
Oh.
and
It's an internal freshening is what it is.
Yeah.
That sounds
You
about
gotta
right.
feel it deep
I
inside.
feel like that squirrely the Musicola.
Hey, I'm not Carver's anymore, and I'm also, I think, not frozen.
Musicola Fresh.
Move around.
We can
yeah, look,
move.
yeah.
All the videos fixed.
Woohoo!
It's great. I've got some darkness points back.
Please, can you make a video for Musicola Fresh next time?
Please,
Yeah.
can you stop making me make lots of videos so
Nope.
I
I
can
just think the Musicola Fresh
do
one is particularly
constructive
terrible.
things?
Must only be consumed within 34 seconds of a bathroom. Instant, fast acting.
God.
End the stream. Let's go home. So we
I
are.
apologise for my lack of taste again, sort of.
Before were so rudely.
Well, yeah, you don't taste Musicola Fresh. It kind of tastes you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Gosh, yeah.
let's get back to less disturbing thoughts, shall
Thank you, Martin. I'm going to spend 7 darkness points to end the campaign.
we? Send her campaign. Mine's fine.
Yeah. Just a
I didn't
small.
say I was going to drink it. I just suggested it.
All right.
You know, it's a health product.
You
That's
terrible
the new
humans.
market Musicola wants to break into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Now it's moved everyone around again.
Oh,
it's-
now
as long
Mike's
as
me and
people
I'm
can hear
Mike.
us talking.
Why?
Nope.
I don't understand what Zoom's doing.
Hello,
today.
Xellian.
Yes, and we just carry on chatting.
Ooh,
You
the
can hear us talking.
church.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, church.
The great church of mysticism. Woohoo. Look at me,
Yeah.
aren't I fancy? Do you know who I am?
Martin just be like, I hate everybody, but not all these people and this.
I've already been grumpy enough to
Every
be
NPC
Xellian last
I've
time.
reacted with, barring one guy eating cake on a bench, I've been nice to. So
Oh, I like orphans.
That's
and I
not
like
true. The guy
reality
on the
TV
bench,
shows, but
the
I-
Musicola rep, like,
Yeah.
can I shoot her if you won't make her be quiet?
All right, I think we've now corralled it back in.
I was gonna
All
say,
right.
if not, let's play each other's characters. That'd be hella
All right,
fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
maybe that's the Darkness Between Stars episode, like the alternate universe. We'll just play other people. But we're plotting. So what are we plotting? We're going to go to Ozone Plaza and
I really want to
with
talk
life
to these
support.
guards.
Well, I mean, we can. Okay, do you want to go there and hope they're there? Do you want to? I mean, I don't really mind.
I
trying
think
to-
your idea is good.
No,
If we can
I
go
think
there and
I-
they're not there, drawing them out would be a good idea. But if they are there, we could.
Kishar, do you still have nose communicator?
Yeah, I never let go of anything that you
Well-
could sell for money.
Will you tweet? Will you chirp? Sorry, chirp out that you're gonna go to Ozone Plaza. You're gonna weird things have been happening. You're gonna go to go to Ozone Plaza because that's the last place
that
you
was
met.
your
met.
Kishar's original plan,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was your plan that you were going to say. Put a load of like false information out about being at Ozone Plaza at a certain place, and we'll see if and when they turn up, and then we can interact with them, have a talk with them. If we have a
About
talk
it,
with
did
them,
I
and things go.
ditch it or not? Because I considered chucking it onto.
I'm
just
pretty
a
sure
random...
you still had it.
I'm pretty sure you
electronic
still
device.
had it, or at
Okay.
least
You
you've
just
taken it back
disabled
to
all
your
the tracking
room.
information
That's
and
fine.
things
Oh, I
like that.
did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
yeah,
turned
you
everything
disabled
off
tracking,
now.
yeah.
All right.
Let's
So
go
what
to
I
Ozone
think I'll
Plaza.
do is I will pretend that Nur thinks she's being clever. I'm assuming like there'll be. I can't like a latitude and longitude thing.
Geolocation.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say, hey folks, going to Ozone Plaza to get me some like Musicola. Instead, I'll just put the geolocation of it and then like a number. Just
What, like she's doing some
like
sort of
she's trying to
secret
be
code?
yeah, like she thinks she's trying to be clever, but she's a stupid student, so it doesn't. It's super obvious what she is. So I'll put like location of there, and then whatever the equivalent of seconds is, and I'll put like 10 minutes worth of those. And I'll do that when you two are already there.
I like that as well because it gives us an idea into how smart they actually are. Because if they are just these dumb military guys who like can't crack the code, then we get a better idea about them. But then if they're like in there in seconds, we know they
Yeah,
are,
I tried to be
very
clever
crack.
like a stupid person thinks they're clever.
Yeah.
So, like
Yeah,
it's
I like
really
that. I like-
obvious to anybody what I'm doing, but I think it's like, hey,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one's gonna get this shit.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
yeah,
That's cool.
I'll let them go to the plaza.
All right. So are you going to the plaza with them?
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enter later, but I'm gonna chirp it.
Be
ditch the
nearby, but
tablet.
not inside.
Okay. Sure. So I think this is a data gin roll.
Okay.
And is there anything specific about where Carvus and Xellian want to be? Is this like we need to scout the place out to try and find a cool spot or something?
Can
No.
I re-find? Hang on, what's his name? I wrote it down. I did not write it down. the orphan boy
Oh, the kid you gave money to?
that I gave money to, yeah.
Hang on, let me.
Because what I'm planning to do is, if I can see him, I can make an observation. Well, if you want, I want to ask him like where the best vantage is of the Ozone Plaza, because they'll know every little nook and cranny of it. Like where they think the best, where these guards normally come from, because they
Mamo.
before.
Tam and Lala
That's the ones.
and Dipsy and Tinky Winky,
I immediately had the same
Oh,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
all grown ups of a
Just
certain
in
age.
case you don't know,
with
those
kids.
are the
The
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
I want to find the red one.
You want to find Poe.
Oh, we could shoot the Teletubbies. I'm
Poe
alright
was
for
the
that.
best.
No
My
such
plan
thing
is
as-
to make some tubby toast and ride Nunu. So I want to find Tam or Lalo or one of them
Okay.
and be like, where do these? Because they said this in them before. Where do these guards normally come from?
Mhm.
And where's the best vantage point to have a look at like the alley or road or whatever?
All right, yeah, make so Kashar is going to make a data gen roll, and Xellian is going to make a observation roll.
Okay.
The
Who's
best-
going first?
Oh, I think we should do the observation roll first because it would strike me as extremely funny if they're all like waiting, like eagle-eyed, and I'm just like beep 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 beep. Oh, it's broken.
All right. One success.
All right, so you spot them. They remember you. Obviously, you gave them money last time. They lead you to, and it's quite cramped for Xellian because obviously it's designed. It's their hidey hole for kids.
Yep.
So there's this like, it's sort of like on top or just behind one of these permanent stalls, and it's like up on a level, and you can see Al-Said's, and you can see the guard post, and they say either I've seen them come from the guard post, but I've also seen them come from another level, like they're arranged. They're not always in there, kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, well, I will kind of crouch down as best as I can, and sort of keep an observation. But I'll be like, "Thanks, kids. Look after yourselves." And I'll chuck them another 20 bear for their trouble.
They'll take it. They'll always take the.
I mean, nickel and dimed into starvation. There's Xellian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where does
I've
Car-
got no money at
All
all.
gone now. Where does Carvers want to be?
Most obvious spot in the entire room.
Just sat in Al Said's, or
Yeah, like I want to be sat. I want to be the tallest on the tallest seat. I want to be able to see around me. I don't want everybody else to see me.
Okay, like a big.
I just imagine you stood like, yes, it is me. It is Carlos.
Important.
Okay, yeah.
Like if the guards are looking around and trying to spot someone, I want them to see me. Maybe they don't want to do anything, but I really want them to see me. And I want to be able to. Well, I also want to be able to see them because
Okay.
I'm not good at I'm not good at looking at things, and B, I want them to have something to look at.
Sure. All right. So Carvers just goes in, orders a water. Everyone's looking at him. Cool. I think then, Kashar, you need to make a data gen roll.
All right then. Oh ho ho! Look.
It's
Because I'm
alright.
sat in the same room. Look, there are 3 6s there.
Just do that and hit the
Nice.
tray. Boof. Knock it everywhere. What 6s? Didn't see nothing.
Sorry, yeah, there's 7 6s. My apologies.
So you got a critical success.
I did.
All right. So what do you want? You
Nice,
want
well
I want to be famous.
you want to be famous.
This is Chirper we're talking about.
This is
The
Coriolis
glorification.
Chirper.
You're gonna pull your own Bros moment. When will I be famous?
Oh gosh. So you want to put out a clever message.
Yeah. You know, fake espionage.
Mm-hmm. A poor man's espionage.
Mhm.
You want it tagged somewhere near there,
Yeah, the middle of the tents.
the middle of the Ozone Plaza, like
Yeah.
near where Carvus is.
Well, I don't know that, but the only place she really knows is the place where she got some.
Yes.
Near where, yeah. So near where you'll be able to see a map of.
Well, I remember somebody pointing a gun at me.
You're just
so-
gonna get
No,
ganked.
it's not there. It's the place. It's the other place. We're not in the Neoptera. It's not
Oh,
where
okay.
you were shot.
On information.
It's
It's-
the place where Xellian met the kids.
Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah,
fine
and
then.
there's all the technology places.
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah.
technology place, that kind of stuff.
Cool. All right. So I'll pick somewhere there. I'll choose a time. I'll say 5 minutes, like 300 seconds, basically.
Yeah. So an agreed point, and you sort of are you then going to like bring the NERS communicator? Are you going to spoof the data arriving or something? What is anything else from this? Like, are you going to stay far away? Are you going to stay in mirrors and not be nearby?
So I'm not sure I know enough about technology here, but could I turn Nua's communicator on without turning the geolocation on, and then like Bluetooth it from my own one and just control it from there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You want to
So,
sort of spoof the
So
handset
when it
and
does the chirping, there's not like a camera frame of me wearing my QR
mask.
merchant outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can spoof
I'm
it
also
and.
gonna wipe it clean of any prints or anything else as well.
I
I love
thought
how paranoid you are.
Kishar had like gloves and stuff.
Yeah,
to-
it doesn't mean one of these two hasn't touched it.
Okay. All right. And you're
Touch
then
it.
going to be somewhere else
And
in
to be
Ozone
fair,
Plaza.
musical lady doesn't need dragging into it because she's sort of seen us.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Ozone Plaza. Or are you going to be somewhere else?
She was clearly stealing stuff, so she's
I
not
know,
exactly
but when the
innocent.
big scary guards with the big scary guns show up, she's just going to tell them everything about us
That's true.
that she knows anyway. Yeah, and then I'm going to abandon that communicator, I think, or do I want to? It depends. I'm assuming there's cameras everywhere, so I'm just going to surreptitiously dump it.
Okay. So you set this up. You dump it somewhere in Ozone Plaza,
It
and
could be
then
in a bin. I mean, it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
visible. So
yeah, you dispose of the incriminating evidence as Kishar is accustomed to doing.
Mhm.
And the last bit is like I want to know like are you within like running distance of the bar that Carvis is in?
Yeah,
or
I'm
are
gonna-
you still
I'm gonna
like on a
tell
different
it-
side of Coriolis
I'm
because you
going
can
to
do this
tell it
remotely?
5 minutes, but I'll be like 90 seconds, 2 minutes away,
Sure. All right.
so I can meander my way there, browsing some stalls.
Okay, so you're going to be in the area when the
I am
timer is
indeed,
out.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It pings
Sure.
out.
All right. So our synchronized watches or our countdown or whatever it is we're using to know when the time is up. Carvis is sitting there watching, expecting, and Xellian is in the
Look at me.
tiny place.
Yeah.
And,
I'm hiding, like, using some broken bits of timber and, like, rags and stuff and hiding.
Yeah.
And Carvis is just sat as the golden boy, like, oh, look,
It's
looking
like
upon
a
this
urban
fine item.
Ulysses. You just sort of
Yeah.
stick plastic bags to yourself.
Yeah,
Sit
exactly.
down.
I'm basically Oscar the Grouch trash monstering.
Nice. Nice. And then also, Kishar is browsing tech and within range of whatever is
Yeah.
going to happen. Okay.
I'll be Taiwo today.
You're okay. You're Taiwo. I like it. Okay. I am going to spend. No,
Darkness points.
7
Darkness
darkness
points.
No,
points.
just-
Darkness points.
just two darkness points.
We all
Um,
get cancer. Game over.
Dark, but okay.
Dark.
Exactly, darkness points.
Terrible. All right. So, Carvis, you're sat there, and I don't know what it's like when this sort of thing manifests.
You stole my idea. I thought you would say his mum shows up, but no.
His mum shows up.
Yeah.
You've been a very naughty boy.
Mum, I'm gonna shoot
You're
some
not a
cops.
seeker. You're a very naughty boy. So whether it's like your fingers like prickle or there's some sort, you watch as like behind the bar, the monitor, the thing playing some sort of Kuan sports ball, and live feed from Kuan, and people betting on it, but it sort of begins to kind of
No.
and they're like,
I'll be like,
and I
running my
would
head.
like you to make either an empathy or a mystic powers test.
Let's do a Mystic Powers test whilst
No.
I've
I think it should be
just
a
purchased it.
no test.
An oh fuck no test. No, it's not. It's a mystic powers test.
So Mystic Powers, that is Empathy plus Mystic Powers.
It is, yes.
Yeah, I have one in Mystic Powers. I bought it.
Yes.
I'll
What's
do
your
a roll.
empathy like? Is it good?
Yeah, just my stat 5.
Nice.
6 dice.
You got
3
6 sixes.
successes.
How many?
3.
3.
Wow.
Critical
Oh,
success.
cyberspace
Xellian's chill.
6, 6, 6, 2, 4, 1.
All right. So you can feel this sort of. and it's almost like you're being carried on some sort of wave.
Yeah.
There's this music that kind you can hear in the background, and it just sort of rides almost like it's coming through Coriolis, and you can feel yourself kind of like maybe your vision, the zoning out, this panic, this despair, and then this calmness kind of washing over. But rather than maybe sort of fritzing everything around you out, or like stunning you for a moment, you manage to just hear in the back of your head this music. You hear this thing, and you sort of glance around, and you see like somebody outside who has dropped their whatever they were looking at. They've dropped it, and they've got their hands on their head, like holding their kind of their like, you know, that sort of I don't want my brains to leak out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And somebody else, like you hear like somebody shouting like, "It's your go. Are you betting? It's your bet," kind of thing, like behind you, kind of.
Oh.
And yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like 150 on that, and just like point to something. I don't even know what I'm pointing at. I'm just like 150 on that, and like throw down some money.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And they're like, Are you all right, preacher? Have you had too much to drink?"
No, not at all. I'm just no, it's fine. Just having a long day. That's all it is. It's been a long day.
Reaction.
You've not had enough to drink. Let's keep going.
That's probably what they say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only early, preacher. Well, early for me. We only got up at second watch. So all right, 150. Last bet, everybody. And you know, it just carries on and
Yep.
continues with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kashar and Xellian, I think we
Yep.
get two separate, because you're in two different places. So
Yep.
we get two separate observation rolls.
Okie dokie. Observation is 6.
And 4 for me.
Nice.
Oh, I actually got a success. I got 2 1s, a 4, and a 6. I've done a
Success.
Yeah.
6, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2.
So one success each. Is that right?
Yep.
Right, 2 independent successes. So Xellian, up from your vantage point, you see for a moment Carvus kind of sway on his bar stool, because obviously he's big. He's in the middle. He's in his nice shiny robe. Stands out a mile in this kind of dive bar. And then maybe somebody leans over and shakes his shoulder, and the lights and bits and things flicker. And then somebody else on one of the stalls outside, you hear, like, you see them drop a tablet and drop whatever they were browsing, and like hold their head. And because you're a little bit closer, you see somebody go, "Are you alright, pal? You've got," and like tapping the nose, and they sort of wipe this blood off their fingers. Kashar, from like as you're sort of sauntering around, you hear it before you sort of see what it's going. This woman's voice, and she's like sat there on the floor. She's got one of these sugar globes, which are these big round glowing balls. They're like strange old artifacts, and when you put like a sugary water or something on them, they glow, they light up.
It's like a big ant inside.
Yeah, obviously big ants. And she's sat on the floor, and she's got maybe what she got? She got like some sort of hat or something on the ground in front of her. And she's scrawled on the wall behind her something along the lines of like fortunes told kind of thing. And she's clearly like some sort of crazy old homeless woman. And at the same kind of time, she begins singing this tune, this like da da da, but it's massively like badly sung. And she reaches out to like somebody's coat, and she's like, "The emissaries, they're singing to me," kind of thing, and she begins getting a bit kind of like hysterical about it, and this person is like, get off, what are you doing? And she then sort of looks and goes, they're singing to me, kind of thing. And it
What a weird woman.
yeah, she's a little bit crazy, and then it's almost like Coriolis returns, and like suddenly she's not singing anymore, and she goes back to being like, read your fortunes. I have the blessings of the icons. Read your fortune, friends. Few bear for the poor. I survived the Ghazali, kind of thing.
Is that like the Canterbury?
Yeah. Also, it's what Sabitha died on.
Ah.
Maybe it is Sabitha. Do I recognise her?
No, it's not Sabitha. No. It's not Sabitha. That would be hilarious if Sabitha was still alive somewhere in
What
the
a
verse.
weird old woman.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't see
That
it.
would be
Never mind.
hilarious.
Can I see Cargus?
I think, yeah, you can see Carvis, and after a moment, he's like making a really shit bet.
Does he look okay or not?
Yeah, he looks a little bit
Yeah.
like he's not paying attention, but
When
after
I
a
saw
moment or so,
like Carvis shaking and the people with like bloodied noses and the TVs and the fritz things like that,
mhm.
like I've never seen Carvis like do his mystic shit. So like out of game, like I know Martin's character has it, but Xellian has never seen it,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't have linked the two, would I? I'd just be like, this is just a weird situation.
This is
There's no
either
reason
he's
for me to
been-
think that Carvis has any relation to any of the weird shit.
The only
It's just
relation
odd,
is
it's
it's
just-
all happened at the same time.
Yeah, it's just that something odd went on, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
yeah, I'll have to talk to Carvis about it later.
yeah. The time that Nur's timer runs out, no guards arrive. No guards come out of the guard post. We sit for a while.
So, I see that. Do you say I saw that person sort of grab their head and fall to the ground?
Yeah, they sort of dropped.
Yeah.
They were browsing on the street outside, so they're within like your eye line to Xellian, Xellian's eye line to you. I'm assuming Kashar is like to the left, somewhere out of sight from yourself at least.
Is
And-
it because obviously I've noticed the lights flickering out, so I'm pretty sure that was me being like my mystic disease kicking in.
Yeah.
Does that look? Do I like look at that person and it's like that's how I feel when I sort of look at them,
It's
or you would feel, I should say, not currently feel.
yeah. Given, I think maybe your recent point in mystic powers, the sort of finalization, the understanding of your training or your faith maybe has given you an edge. It's definitely reminiscent of sometimes maybe when your mystic infliction first manifested, like nosebleeds or disorientation or that kind of stuff. You're not aware of anybody ever having it in in synchronous with anybody else.
Yeah.
That's an anomaly. And yeah, he's definitely like, you can see him, he's like all confused. Somebody's sat him on like a little kick stool they've found. They've given him like a cup of water, and there's this negotiation about, you broke it, so you have to buy it. I appreciate you're injured, pal, but you broke that thing. You and he's like, what have I done? I don't remember. And he's dabbing his nose and that kind of stuff.
I'll head over and see if I can sit next to them.
Mhm.
Everything okay here? Sorry, I saw you.
And the merchant is like, I don't know, he's had some sort of nosebleed and thinks that's an excuse not to pay for things he's broken.
What's he broken?
And he
Sorry?
gestures to this like second-hand tabula that's on the counter now, and it's a cheap tabula that's he's dropped it. The screen's cracked. He's obviously, the merchant's trying to do a good day's trade.
How much was it? Sorry.
400 burr?
Sort of
Just
roll
tell him
my
that's
eyes.
a real shame.
And roll my eyes and look up and sort
Cut
of,
my own throat. For you, preacher,
Yeah.
400 burr. Just, you know.
and are
More
you
than-
sure it
Slice
was
my own code.
400 burr
Yeah.
for a second-hand?
Broken tabula.
Yeah,
All right,
It's
yeah.
a 1,000 burr for a coffee at the bloody sugar place.
I guess
so-
yeah, it depends on.
Yeah.
I'll hand him 300 burr. I'm like, look, that's all I have on me right now. I'm sure this gentleman is in too much of a condition to be worrying about this sort of thing.
And the merchant is not going to argue with that. He takes the coin, he takes the burr, wraps up your broken tabula, puts it in. He's like, do you need the cables to charge? Do you want the extended warranty kind of thing?
No, I don't think I'll take extended warranty on this one.
All right.
Get his chirper and we'll do bad things to him.
Oh dear. So he
There's going to be so many 1-star reviews on Shout.
shout, holler.
What do we call it? Holler.
Holler.
That was
Holler.
it.
We need some logos for chirper and holler.
Don't look at me.
I am.
Stop looking
You're
at
right
me.
there. It's easy.
Stop looking at me. So this guy, he looks up at you and he's like, I don't know what happened. Thanks for bailing me out there. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Were you beset by any particular dreams or visions when that happened to you?
And he looks at you, and he goes, No. What? What? Like one of them mystics? No.
No, more like the ones that come to us who pray and receive visions from the icons due to our faith.
And he stands up and he's a bit wobbly and he's like begins to like I need to get going, but and when he's like a few steps along with you, he goes, I heard a song.
It's
like
take it as a good. It's a
The
good
station or something was singing.
It's a blessing of the icons. Do not worry.
Right. Okay.
Odd.
And he reaches, like, clearly he's got some sort of talisman or something in his jacket pocket or something like that. And he puts his hand on it and he goes, it's a blessing. I'll remember that at prayer tonight. Thanks for that. Have a good day, preacher. And
you too. Take care of yourself.
And he heads off.
Yep.
I'd like to get my fortune told.
So,
Okay.
I'm guessing Carvers didn't see the old woman.
No,
Same.
only Kashara's seen this crazy old lady.
My new
Alright.
best friend.
Yeah.
Because the crazy old lady talked about the songs as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting. I didn't see any of this, either of them, so I can't comment really, but you know.
you saw the guy drop the tabula and hold
Yeah.
his head. You saw that.
But I
Uh,
didn't
You
hear
didn't.
his conversation.
You didn't hear it. You saw Carvers come out and talk to him. So perhaps you then come out your hidey hole. It depends on.
No, I'm waiting to see if I see any guards. If there's not any, then I'll come talk to
No,
anyone.
it's well past like 10, 15 minutes past when it should have been the nose countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they
Ah.
might have waited a bit to see if they could, locate who's holding a tablet using its geolocation. But yeah, I would like to sit down, cross-legged with the old lady, and ask for my fortune.
Okay. She looks at you with your mask on and your stuff, and she goes, well, first of all, it's the merchant would be cross if we didn't exchange money for this reading. So 100 burr.
I will give her 50 burr.
Only part of the future you want to know. All right.
If it is
Okay.
interesting enough, I will pay you the 50. One
Yeah.
must also honour the gambler.
And she laughs, and she's chewing a rash like these leaves, and she spits on the sugar globe. It's like disgusting. It's like brown spit on the globe.
Yeah.
And then she rubs it over the globe.
Should I also?
And
That's
she
gross.
she looks at you in a like, I don't know, it's your 50 burr.
Do I have actual cash?
You can have a bit of cash and you can have a bit of digital if you
Does
want.
stuff go into the thing?
Into the no, she
So I
puts
can't put the money in the book.
no, you can't put the money in the ancient sugar globe. You can put the money in the hat in front of her.
That's cool. I just tossed the money in it.
All right. And she rubs this spit. It's like disgusting. She's got dirty hands. Now she's rubbing dirty, sticky rash
I mean,
over.
No one's going to steal that off
It's
us,
just
so,
disgusting.
it's a security measure.
Yeah,
I suppose so.
I nod approvingly.
yeah. It's yeah, and she let's see, she.
She's just lucky. I don't know what. Oh, sorry. That
We haven't
Kishara
even gone
doesn't know
for
what a
tea
magic
yet.
8-ball is. I'll be picking it up and shaking it.
Yeah. All right.
Tell me about the song. I heard that. Kishara heard that, right?
Yeah, she was like, the icons are singing to me,
Yeah.
is what she was saying.
What sort of genre would you say that was?
And she looks at you like she's a bit offended that you're taking the piss out of this. Like she was.
Dubstep.
Oh no, I'm perfectly serious. I
Yeah.
just have no knowledge about any of this.
So she looks a bit offended in that kind of way. Like she was all up for having a bit of a laugh about the telling your fortune kind of thing. But you then say, what kind of genre were they singing? She's like, she sort of puts her hands down and begins to wipe off her spit off the sugar globe so it stops. And she's like,
gently catch her hand and say, no, I really wish to know.
well,
Perhaps I did not express myself very well.
it was the song. It was, and she reaches out to you. Like her hand's pretty gnarly. She's an old woman.
I wear gloves.
Yeah, she reaches out. She puts her hand on like your arm or something, and she says,
I'm never wearing his outfit again anyway.
"I've met him.
Him?
The judge, the emissary. Out on Zine. I've met him. He told me. He told me I should follow my destiny and
It's a really good job that I wear that mask and she can't see my eyes going, this is following destiny?
and I listened to them on the Ghazali and well maybe I was supposed to be here, but you need to accept your fate, be at peace, and it'll all be well."
Do you think I will hear the song?
And she leans back and she's like, "Kids today don't listen to anything, do you?"
You're right, it's probably dubstep on it. Laters.
And she scowls, like shakes her head, and is like, "Fortunes, I'll tell you fortunes," kind of
I
thing.
did try being serious once, it doesn't suit me.
I know, right?
But anyway, I will give her 50 burr, or I have done. Let me just cross that off.
Yeah.
Really, I've given her 50 of Nua's bear, not my own.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, it
all
was
better
the money
for
we found under her bed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the guards don't arrive. How long do we stay? Because we're well past our thing. Carvus has had a bit of a funny turn. Made a friend with somebody else who's had a funny turn. Crazy old lady has spat on stuff and wiped it on Kashar.
I'm not about waiting much longer.
No, 20 minutes tops anymore. I think we're wasting our time. But however, we can get free soup.
Free soup? From
Are
who?
we- So are we going to go to the Samaritans or are we going to go to
I want to know where these
Yafa's.
freaking guard are.
We're going to go and have tea with the Yaffas.
Well, what time is it?
How soon is it till the Yaffas?
We got to rock up like 6 hours early.
Well, what did we do? We went to the guards. We spent a while there. We set up some tech stuff, and then we wasted maybe an hour or so in the Ozone Plaza. Maybe 2 or 3 hours. If you go, like, all right, here's what I'll say. If you go to the Sanitorium, you'll be late to Yafa's, but you can still do both. Or we can just go to Yafa's.
We should pick up some kind of token gift on the way to Yafa's then.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should go to the Sanatorium pre-Aram, just in case we spook him or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll take your point. We can buy a gift on the way to the Yafa's then.
Sure. Yeah, are you just going to buy like some...
I remember when he was in... Well, he wasn't in Ozone Plaza, was he? He was somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
In the plaza he was in, he had like a rivalry going with another baklava stand. Like who'd won that one year when he hadn't won.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the name is.
I want to buy some baklava from there and take that as a gift.
I think you're channeling your inner Kashar.
Because I just think it's...
Why?
Because clearly that one year his baklava was better. So, you know, like... Hey,
know your enemy.
You don't always want to be the chef. Sometimes you want to taste the food. This baklava is really good, clearly. So here you go. Have some baklava. It's a nice gesture, but equally it's kind of a fuck you because his son's an asshole.
It's a nice gesture
I will
when
buy
you have
them...
an empathy of 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I will buy them some kind of useless tat for the kitchen, like some kind of like oversized serving spoon or a fancy ladle or something.
A big spoon.
Big wooden spoon to hang on the wall.
Yeah,
will find someone who sells paraphernalia of the icons and find something merchant related.
Okay. That's
I'm definitely getting him like Kafkalash baklava. Like.
All right, so we take some rival baklava.
Oh, should we get takeout coffee on the way?
Yeah,
icon merchants and giant spoon.
I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Right.
And I more meant like a metal spoon, like something kind of slightly ornamental.
Something that he can use?
No, it's for his wife.
Okay.
She
Something
doesn't like doing all the cooking, so...
Sure, okay.
I mean, if he wants, he can have the spoon, I don't mind.
Alright, we just take 2
Is that
offensive
no
gifts
preference?
and 1 generic
Not an
gift.
offensive gift. It's thanks for cooking, have a cooking thing.
I guess so.
I didn't say it
Buy
was a
your
good
wife a
gift, but it's not an
toaster.
offensive gift. A toaster? You think I should get her a toaster?
Yeah.
I get her a waffle maker. Everyone likes that, right?
Yeah, alright.
Is there like a shitty like automated baklava maker that we could get them and say, hey, don't put the effort in here. Why don't you just make it with this, like a mini donut maker kind of thing?
Are you trying to shoot them with insults?
It takes the effort out. Their kid is like a conniving asshole who sends people to their death. So forgive me if
we think that, but we don't know that for certain, to be fair.
Like,
how bad will you feel if it turns out that he was forced into it and has no options, and then you've got to rescue him and take him back to his parents, whom you bought a shitty baklava maker?
Xellian would require emotion for that.
I have emotion, I have empathy too, I'll have you know.
I mean, at that point, it's 50-50 whether you shoot him or get embarrassed.
Yeah, well, I'm happy with either option.
Fair enough then.
So we head into the core to Aram Yafa's place. We catch a train, a subway. We go from the ring.
Is that free?
No.
I walk.
It's part. You can't. There's a big gap.
Oh.
Jump the turnstile like edgy teenagers.
Jump put on an exosuit. Float through space. Climb through an airlock.
Okay.
Yeah, can I make a roll for that?
No. At some point, I assume Carver steps in and is just like, get on a train.
I will usher them like a shepherd ushering his flock.
Like,
That's herding
this is
cats at
why did
best.
I agree to Sabitha? What did I
I
agree
will
to
beat
do?
you with my religious stick if I have to. Get into this damn
He's got an
subway.
actual like stick though.
The judge and the lady of
His stick's more
tears.
impressive than my stick,
And
so
it
I'll
also
bow to
actually
the
I've got a
better
gun.
stick.
Alright. And we make our way into the core, into Aram Yafa's family home.
Actually, do have a gun.
You do have a gun.
I know
you're
you do.
right. So we
I
get.
have two.
You have two, yeah. We head our way in, and it's like a level or so up from the street level. So it's like a level or so up. There are sort of washing lines and walkways kind of strung across the street this high. You can see like from the walkway that you're on looking down, and there's this kind of mismatch mosaic of trading tents and stalls and that kind of stuff all below, people coming and going, and the Yafa, the address that what's his name, Cheram has given Carvus is, when you get there, like you're maybe a level or so below, and you can see it. It's like 3 hab modules, 3 things kind of joined together, and there's a small kind of balcony outside the front, and on that balcony is a big table, and there's already about 8 people sat out at it. It looks like it'll sit about 15 or 20. One of them is like a really old woman, and she's there already, like, you know, where's my tea? Why are we waiting? And
She's gonna be hilarious. I'll sit next to her.
somebody else is like, no, we have to wait for the preacher to come, Grandma. We have to wait. And there's like 4-year-olds running around and 8-year-olds chasing them, and like some sort of 15, 16-year-old lad who's obviously now the babysitter. And it kind of strikes you that given how busy and how popular Cheram's baklava stand is, he's actually through that one stand supporting 3 generations of Yafas under this module kind of thing.
I feel bad for these guys.
Man, I bet Xellian's thinking, I hope they've got good social security around here.
No.
Yeah, if I see them all, I'll approach with like arms open wide and a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
Blessings upon your family, and like walking into like where they are.
Yeah, so you walk up and Cheram is like, you can hear him from inside the module, like, he's here! The preacher is here! And he comes out, and I know Yora, his wife, was like moaning about but he's clearly got some sort of apron on. His hands has got, you can see he's got like flour or cooking. He's been doing a lot of the work as well. She kind of comes out, she's got a wine glass in hand, she's got a bottle with her, she's heading to the table kind of thing. And he's like there's a spectacle here, because Cheram is like, look friends, family, come see the preacher. He's come for tea. Preacher from the Church of the Icons has come for tea. Come for our meal with us our poor, humble Yafas. You know, that kind of come and look kind of thing. And you know, you're ushered into the tables. There's a good like 12 or 13 of these, the Yafas, who are all sort of like vaguely wearing their best clothes to try and look like a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm surprised they're not all wearing t-shirts that are branded with like baklava.
no, but there is baklava on the table, you know, that kind of stuff, like a pyramid, like, you know, like a profiterole tower, like a baklava tower kind of thing. And they bring, it says, they drink and food, coffee, you know, there's the whole kind of like, what are you eating? Oh, pasta. You must try the potatoes, they're great, that kind of thing.
Before I sit down to eat, I'll give his wife my spoon.
She looks at it and she's like,
No, I'm gonna say, you know, thank you for cooking. I brought you a cooking thing.
thank you. That's, and she's like, that's really good. It's not like we have a lot of that being a commercial bakery. We don't,
And I will also go up to her and say,
puts it down on
I
the
have
table.
also bought you a gift.
Here, sometimes it is better to be the taster than the chef. I have bought you some fine baklava.
And she
In the year 2072, in fact, it was better than your baklava. You're welcome.
and she looks at you, and out the side of her eye, she looks towards Charum, and she opens a cupboard, puts it in, and shuts the cupboard. Kind of. Thanks.
For
Mine-
later, I understand.
Do you know it's past 10 o'clock, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. She hands you a glass of wine.
It's like the bit in Father Ted where they try and replace Mrs. Doyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously the merchant icon that you kind of it goes, and she calls over one of the kids, like, you know, like, nephew 12, go and put this in our family chapel. Go and put this on the altar. Go on, good. And he's like, my name is Aziz. You could just remember it for once. As he grumbles off into the house. And we sit and we have a meal. And there are many apologies that Aram isn't here. Many.
We can wait.
Yeah, and they're not about to, like, turf you out, but they're like, oh no, he's... And then, you know, there's, like, frantic kind of, where are you? Messages. And you can see, like, they're taking turns around the table, like, Aram, preacher's here to see you, kind of thing.
I told you we should have soup kitchened.
I'm sure you'll be here.
And as we sort of, because you can see down the way, there are these big, like, advertising bulletin boards, like, you know, Central Square, New York kind of things that project all the stuff around. As we see, like, this sort of sorry kind of shoulders slumped, head down, oh, I'm in the shit kind of body sort of making their way up the stairs. The adverts on the bulletins sort of shimmer, and a breaking news kind of thing flies up. And you'll have to give me a moment, because this is a very long bit of text.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
So the bulletin, which is the daily kind of News 24 style thing, flashes up on what normally plays the adverts of probably Breaks and Musicola ad. And a newsreader appears. We've just received word that on the news about the emissary having disappeared, it does indeed appear to be true, and that investigations have been turned over to Coriolis adjudicators. Return to Hanek Mara, bulletin representative of the council, for an update. And it flashes to some sort of big Coriolis chamber where they have these meetings. It goes, thank you, Jabal. Rumours about the emissary's disappearance started to circulate this afternoon, as the emissary who attends the meetings of the council is in an observer capacity only did not in fact attend today's council meeting. And the woman kind of, the newsreader breaks back in. She says, you can confirm that you were there today and they did not attend? That's right, Jabal. The emissary's chair was empty during all the meetings today. And attempts at contacting the emissary at their residence has failed. Now, excuse me, Mr. Mara, reports are just coming in about crowds gathering on the ring around the Spring Plaza. Our reporter, Mafra Samin, on the scene knows a lot more. Thanks, Jabal. Rumours are spreading quickly, and people are already gathering here to express their despair and sorrow and anger over the disappearance of the emissary. First to gather and appear have been a group of pilgrims destined for Zine Station, where the emissary known as the Judge resides. And more people have been arriving every minute. Looks as if some sort of protest is being organised, but against who or what is actually very uncertain. Guards are understaffed, but doing their best, keeping the crowds confined to the plaza. Back to you, Jabal. Thanks, Mafra. Reports are coming in from all around the station from people claiming to have seen the emissary just recently. We heard from a very agitated slummer saying the emissary just floated past him in a corridor on the cellar. The situation is likely to be chaotic for some times in regards to what actually happened. Isn't that right, Hanek Mahara? And it transitions to somebody else. Yes, the upper fumes in the cellar have already produced some rather fantastical stories. Eyewitnesses report about the so-called new mystics, and one could expect more to follow. What what will the disappearance of the emissary mean for the Third Horizon? I now have Baro Bahari, noted icon scholar, with me to answer that question. What's your opinion about this, Mr. Bahari? And this old dude appears. Well, right now it's hard to say what will come out of it. People are undoubtedly in shock over what has happened. Many have viewed the arrival of the emissaries as a sign that the return of the icons was close at hand. We are referring here to the myths about the icons. After teaching mankind how to travel the void, promised to return into humanity's darkest hour. But that is only one of the many stories about the icons that flourishes within the church. And thank you, Mr. Bahari. We now have to go back to Mafra, our reporter on the street, who's been asking passers-by in the ring what they think about today's events. Over to you, Mafra. Thanks, Jabal. I'm standing here with Sarari Namaran. What does the disappearance of the emissary mean to you? Well, it's all because of these new mystics, innit? They siphon off the emissary's power and channel it into the darkness, and the wrath of the icons is bringing down, and it kind of cuts out there. And the whole dinner table is like, looks over to Carvus, and like,
For an official response from the church.
yeah, the emissary is gone, and I think that's where we will end this week.
Yeah.
He's just gone shopping, it's fine.
Yeah, he's just gone for a walk.
So the emissary is like a corporeal being.
Yes, the emissary is a corporeal being who arrived almost a year ago, 6 days until the end of the Cyclade. Almost a year ago they arrived, and one of them out in Zine declared themselves to be the living incarnation of the icon known as the Judge. The other four have declined to say if they are actually the incarnation of the icons, but have said they are emissaries of the icon.
Okay.
The icons. Some folks have declared that heretics. However, Coriolis Station has given the one that came to the station an observatory, a watching seat on the council.
That's the one who disappeared.
And that is the one that appears to have disappeared.
I might be doing the whole jumping a huge conclusion from a standing start, but I do wonder why the PMC didn't show up when we gave them a clue about a mystic. Then there was some mystic activity, and then later the emissary disappears. Oh yes, someone's reminded you about the musical advert at the end.
Oh, you'd like to watch the Musicolor advert
Do you want
at
to
the end?
smash it on then?
Yes. I will play the Musicolor advert shortly. My name has been Millie the Gem. If you have enjoyed this, please
That's
say
been
so.
alright.
Come back.
Yeah, alright. No, I was talking to the people who are watching. You
Might
guys
come
have
back this
trapped
week.
here for another 27 or so weeks until we solve this campaign, and then maybe more. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this, please let Free League know, and come and find me on Twitter or Facebook or...
Everybody that's watched it tonight rocks.
Yes, thank
you
for
so
sticking
much.
around and joining us. If you want to listen again, we are actually in like iTunes and stuff. You can search for it and listen to everything as a podcast. That's pretty cool. Isn't it?
Wow, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Thank you very much, James and Martin and Graham, for being awesome players.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna play I'll play the Musicolor advert, and then I'll play our cool outro, and then we'll go on a raid to Matt, who is the Twitch director for this channel, who's playing Pulp Cthulhu somewhere else. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Bye.